Take a moment to listen to my story. Racism for me started in preschool and continues throughout to this day at age 40. Elementary school was always a battleground. Consider myself lucky and I'm still around. In classroom settings, teachers made me feel ashamed when served as a subject, schoolyard full of kids that would taunt racial slurs at me in public. Ching chong, small ding dong, you don't belong, stupid chink, be gone. As a youth, no place was safe, not even in my own headspace. I've never been one to back down from bullies, but I never had the tools to settle it fully. Fighting one-on-one is manageable. 20-on-1 is unfathomable. Didn't want to worry my parents, but my troubles were too apparent. They saw the fear in my eyes because my heart was full of anger and hate with the tears I cried. My mom taught me martial arts to get my life on track. It was important to her I learned to defend and fight back. As we see history repeating itself with these constant attacks, let's remind ourselves of the emotions we have to unpack. Let's take a minute and rewind it back. The Chinese were vital in building the Continental Railroad, toiled through back-breaking labor, lowered down cliffs to set unstable explosives in favor, as the white man would chant, not a Chinaman's chance. Anti-Asian sentiment is nothing new. The People versus Holland Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882. Chinese Massacre of 1871, largest mass lynching. It ain't no mystery, that's American history. 1900 San Francisco bubonic plague. Chinatown was quarantined and under segregation. Past meets present, another disease, instant association. Perceived constantly as a perpetual foreigner, doesn't matter if you were born here. Did we really ever have a chance? You threw Japanese Americans in internment camps. The civil rights movement was an important lesson full of activists and allyships fighting to end oppression. 1965 Immigration and Nationality Act, forever thankful to the African American freedom struggle. As a matter of fact, too many great leaders assassinated or silenced. Dear white people, white supremacy has always resorted to violence. As time marches along, Vincent Chin and the LA riots would ensue. Scapegoating and state-sponsored violence wasn't hard to approve. How many more deaths until they listen to you? Soon after COVID-19 hit, we foresaw the pain calling it China virus would inflict. Acts of violence towards our elders on the rise. Anti-Asian sentiment continues to climb. The deadly Atlanta shooting left 8 dead. 6 Asian women this time. Call it what it is, a fucking hate crime! The model minority myth is clearly divisive, keeping us divided instead of united. Speaking of model minority, Andrew Yang writing in his op-ed telling Asian Americans embrace Americanness to wear red, white, and blue. Young woman, young man, prove to be true. We are American. I don't need to prove or hear that from you. To reiterate Tupac's poem, Lady Liberty needs some glasses. When America don't show love for black, brown, indigenous, and yellow in the masses, erasing our history in school curriculums and classes. When groups of the oppressed are targets of systems of oppression, I choose to speak out about micro and macro aggressions. I stand with the BIPOC community in solidarity and continue to do the work. We're on a social justice mission to dismantle systemic racism, to combat oppression, suppression, repression. Yes, this is my confession, and no, I don't need your blessings to voice my expressions. Best believe I've never been silent. I am a disruptor and remain defiant. Stop Asian hate. Recognize the AAPI community needs to change its fate. Exchanging experiences of our traumas, Hollywood slow to create these dramas. It's on us to tell our stories and accounts. Empower our minds. Amplify our voices. Where we go from here will be full of hard choices, but that's the chance we take to create something better. This is my love letter. Remember, stronger together.